our children's rightful inheritance. Despite the uproar, Sheffield City Council is ploughing ahead with its felling programme, and it didn't take us long to find one being cut down. Well, this is the latest street where the chainsaws and the chippers have appeared. This is Sheldon Road in Sheffield, but a similar scene has been repeated across 50 to 100 streets all over this city. One of the most active people in the protest group is Alison Teal, Green Party councillor for this especially leafy part of Sheffield. You are a councillor, but you clearly don't agree with your council on this whole matter. Why is that?
Because the trees are healthy and the trees do a brilliant job of helping to clear the air of pollution. This is a very polluted part of town.
When this first came through, did you agree that some trees had to go?
Absolutely, yes. If the tree is dangerous, obviously it must go.
And so how many of the thousands that have gone would you say were justified?
Well, maybe less than 1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
As well as replacing every street tree they fell with a sapling, the council are planting 65,000 extra trees in the form of city woodlands, but that's little comfort to Alison.
I'm very pleased that they're planting extra trees, but again, a sapling, it's going to be a century before it's providing the same environmental amenities as the mature trees that are already there. So why don't we just keep the trees that are already here, look after them, rather than replacing them?
Call it a day, chaps, call it a day.
Does this campaign have genuine popular support, not just a sort of handful of the usual suspects?
I believe it does, yeah. I believe that thousands of people in Sheffield are really keen to keep the trees. The council and the campaigners have been to the High Court twice, and both times the council have won. They say the delay the campaigners have caused has cost the taxpayers of Sheffield over £100,000. And that's not the only reason why some are happy to see them go. So, Marion, what do you think about the trees coming down?
Well, I'm very pleased to see some of the trees coming down. I'm glad they're not all going, of course. But the trees in this street are not really appropriate. My daughter used to live down there, where the trees are thickest, as it were, and going into her house, it was always gloomy. You could have beautiful sunshine, and it would be gloomy because the trees were stopping the sun from coming in.
So it's about the right tree in the right place for you?
Yes, and I think that most of these are the wrong trees.
Whichever way you look at it, the felling of Sheffield's street trees is causing a stir. But the council maintain it's the right course of action. We've been in conversation with them for quite a few weeks over the issue, but sadly they decided not to give us an interview. They did, however, provide a statement.
We surveyed 27,000 households. Fewer than 7% said they disagreed with the plans. The contract will bring huge benefits to the city's infrastructure, which is why the vast majority of Sheffielders support our plans and why the activists remain out of touch.
The council admits that some trees could be saved if they had extra cash to do specialist work. But for that, they'd have to take money out of other services, something they're simply not willing to do. As is so often the case, it all comes down to money, and unfortunately that doesn't grow on trees. If only we could put a price tag on the public value of our trees, that might help to protect them. Well, actually, it turns out we can. Ian Dalton is a London tree officer and supports the campaigners here in Sheffield. His job is valuing trees as assets, much like we do with historic buildings. It's a concept called natural capital, and it's one that's used by plenty of other councils, but not Sheffield. Is this idea of giving monetary value to nature a bit airy-fairy, or is it really credible?
Well, no, I mean, it is a recognised system, and it's widely used by local authorities to place values on their trees. It was a system that was initially developed mainly with a view to recovering compensation for when damage was caused to their trees.
Oh, that's an irony. So it was actually originally created as a way of the councils giving value to their own trees when other people damage them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when you combine all the trees that are threatened on this street, that gives you a figure of what?
It comes to about £500,000 just for this road. That includes 20 trees that are due to be felled.
And across Sheffield, those that are threatened have been cut down, will be cut down?
We calculated a total value of £66 million worth of healthy trees that are due to be lost by the end of the year.
Well, let's just look at this tree, though, because it is causing some damage, I can see, to the footway, and it's on quite an angle as well. I mean, is this overall a problem?
It wouldn't be considered a problem anywhere else, no. This sort of thing is dealt with on a daily basis by councils all over the country every day. There's not a tree on this road that actually needs to be felled, not one.
So, according to Ian, Sheffield is throwing away over £66 million worth of natural assets. But the council say that figure needs to be real money for them to take it seriously. With both sides at loggerheads, the battle over Sheffield's street trees is likely to be bitterly fought to the very end.